Good morning. It is 9:26 a.m. on Wednesday, May 1st, 2019. I'm Christiana Ellis, and I just got up. This is 5 more minutes. So, last night I streamed the second installment of what I do hope will be an ongoing series, which is the Character Creation Hour, which is just playing around with building TTRPG, tabletop role-playing game characters. The first one I did was in Dungeons and Dragons. Then last night I made a character in Fate of Cthulhu. Although, honestly, the stream did not go as smoothly as I would have hoped because I was trying to use Roll20 to make a character. And apparently, I know now that what I was experiencing is a known bug with the text editing tool in Roll20. And if I had a chance to research that in advance of the stream, I probably would have handled it differently on the stream. But mostly what I ended up with is a significant portion of the stream being me complaining because I'm just trying to enter text on the sheet and it's making the screen scroll around, and it was kind of very frustrating. But I have since sort of discovered like the workaround, like how that can be dealt with. And so I kind of wish that I had sort of discovered that issue and fixed it before doing the stream. But, you know, in hindsight, like that's always a hazard with anything that you do live. But I'm going to definitely post the actual character sheet we ended up with. And it's kind of a fun experience too. And we just spent a lot of time talking about this Fate of Cthulhu game that I'm actually a big fan of, having just read the prototype PDF coming from the Kickstarter. And I hope to run the game at some point, and I'll figure out when that can be made to happen. But in the meantime, you can check out that Character Creation Hour. I'll be posting the video of it, even though more of it than I would like is me complaining about technical difficulties. What are you going to do? But I'm hoping that those things won't be a problem for tonight, which is we're going to return to the So Many Levels D&D campaign. I've got a really exciting session planned for the party tonight. The heroes of legend in that party are in a really interesting spot. The last encounter we had in the session we had before I last went to South Korea really took a turn, went a very different direction than I had expected it to. I had them going down into the lair of a very powerful dragon whose alignment was, shall we say, unknown, and they were not sure what to expect from this dragon, and I knew that it was possible they would be able to make a deal with this dragon, although my intention was that like any deal that they make with this dragon is going to be tough terms to accept. But I was open to that possibility. Or I thought it was also possible that it might just come to a fight and we would run the combat scenario. But the deal ended up being something that I hadn't expected at all, because this dragon actually loves and hoards secrets. And so the information that the characters wanted were like its treasure. And so the only thing that it was willing to accept in exchange was essentially the promise that when they use its information to save the universe, that they would then return and allow it to strip that memory out of their minds so that only it would know how the universe was saved. And they wouldn't even remember their own actions. And further, that they would need to sacrifice some personal memory now as like collateral to ensure they come back. And so that's really interesting that each of the characters has now sacrificed some really personal part of their memories in order to you know, gain access to this critical information they need. And I think that's really cool. And so so they didn't end up fighting that dragon. And so now they're moving on with the information they've got. How is the loss of those personal memories going to affect their role playing? Well, we'll see. And also, that dragon was not the only physical threat that they had to worry about. So I've got some big plans for them, and I'm really excited to see how that's all going to play out. So that'll be later tonight. And then, of course, like I mentioned, I'll be posting the character creation hour video around, so you can look out for that. But in the meantime, I've got to get to work, so I will talk to you all tomorrow for 5 more minutes.